This series is my way of getting a few things off my chest that piss me off both in real life and on the internet, so calm your potatoes and try not to get offended. Have you ever been really excited for the return of your favourite TV series, The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones perhaps, but you're too busy to watch it as soon as it's released? Well, I have, and I've since learned the valuable lesson of staying the fuck away from Facebook until I've managed to catch up on the latest episode. I swear, the first thing some people seem to do after a new episode of their favourite series is rush to Facebook and let everyone else know about it without even considering us poor bastards that haven't had the chance to catch up yet. Thanks mate, I really needed that detailed description of that thing I was going to watch later. It's almost like you've done me the favour of watching it for me. You know what? Fuck it. I know what's going to happen now, there's no point of even watching it. Fucking kill yourself. And if it's not people from your friends list giving you spoilers, it's random bullshit articles with clickbait titles popping up with stuff like 10 things you need to know about Game of Thrones Season 6 Episode 1. And 99% of the time they'll feature a revealing image about said episode with a red circle or arrow pointing at something. And what's worse is you have no control over these things popping up on your newsfeed. When you set up your Facebook account and like pages such as Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead, Facebook assumes you're interested in every article related to those pages and therefore floods your newsfeed with it. They also show up when one of your friends, which is a very loose term on Facebook by the way, decides to like or comment on one of these posts. I fucking hate spoilers, whether it's for a film, a TV series, or even a game that I haven't played. Facebook needs to give us the option to filter out certain words or phrases from showing up on our newsfeed to help people avoid spoilers, because having your favourite show ruined by some cunt that's finished it before you is one of the most annoying feelings ever. Pop music is short for popular music, and as an alien that's not familiar to this genre of music, you would assume it would feature some real masterpieces of sound, right? Wrong. Pop music makes me want to drink bleach. It makes me feel unfortunate to have ears. If I were to describe what cancer sounds like, I would probably reply with pop music. For a quick example of a piece of pop music, look no further than the masterpiece that is Work by Rihanna. What is she saying? It's like she showed up to the studio hungover and had 15 minutes to write some lyrics and thought, fuck it, I'm Rihanna, people will listen to my music no matter how shit it is. Instead of writing actual words, I'm just gonna make vague, unintelligible sounds with my mouth. How is it that a song with the lyrics "dur dur 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 dur" has over 300 million views on YouTube and gets played on the radio almost on repeat? I just don't get it. I know all music is subjective, but as a musician myself, it makes me die inside knowing shit like this is popular. Whilst many genuinely talented musicians are given very little credit or recognition by the media. Just for the record though, I'm not saying all pop music is shit, I'm just saying the vast majority of it is. I think the reason these crappy songs are popular in the first place is people are bombarded by this music on TV, in the car and at work, so it just gets stuck in their head until they like it. Unfortunately, we're at the stage where pop music is so widely accepted that people won't give other genres a chance out of fear of being different or weird. I fucking hate it when I'm walking somewhere and I get stuck behind a group of people walking at a literal snail's pace. As an English person, it's in my nature to be polite and not say anything, even though I'd love to tell these groups of people to hurry the fuck up or at least leave a gap for others to walk by. When I was at college, I was late almost every day because you'd get groups of people walking in slow motion together, blocking the entire fucking hallway. And it's not as if I could just barge past or say anything, because most of the time it was either a group of girls or a group of guys that looked gangster as fuck. And if I said anything, I'd have probably got stabbed. As someone that's quite new to driving, I quickly learned that about 90% of the people that drive BMW cars are fucking assholes. If they're not driving as close to your back bumper as humanly possible, they're revving their engine at traffic lights as if to say, "Look at me, I drive a BMW." Regardless of how old or beaten up that BMW is. But something that pisses me off more than anything when driving is when I'm driving on a motorway or dual carriageway at the speed limit. In England, that's about 70 miles per hour, and I need to overtake a lorry. I indicate, check my mirrors, and proceed to overtake whilst maintaining my speed. But from behind, a BMW driver approaches me at about 90 miles per hour. He then proceeds to flash me and sound his horn to get me to speed up and break the speed limit just so he can get past and save a few seconds. Fuck these guys. They act as if they own the road. It's not always a BMW driver that does this, but most of the time it is. I don't know what it is about that particular make of car, but it just seems to attract more assholes than any other type of car. When it comes to doing the shopping, I try my hardest to go at the least busy times as possible to avoid the stress of crowds, but sometimes I have no choice and it's always a rather awkward experience. And that awkward experience is made much, much worse by the people that stand in the middle of the aisle having a conversation with a friend they've just ran into for about 15 minutes. These people just become oblivious to anyone around them, and they always seem to be blocking the area in which I want to buy something, whilst each of their 7 kids are running around causing chaos, waiting for their parents to resume shopping. When I was a kid, my mum used to do this all the time and I fucking hated it. Sometimes she'd be standing there for 30 minutes talking, only to run into another friend towards the end of her shopping and do the same thing again. Supermarkets are not social meeting places, they're a place to buy food. And for the sake of your children, don't make them awkwardly wait around getting in people's way whilst you're having a conversation. Most of the time, getting letters isn't too bad. Sure, junk mail's kind of annoying, but that just goes directly in the bin. But there's one type of letter that instantly pisses me off. And that's the type of letter where you need to fill in some details and post it back to the place that sent it to you. You're telling me that in 2016, I have to leave the house, buy a letter and a stamp and post my details to you when there's a fantastic thing called the internet and phone calls exist? Fucking why? It's just such an inconvenience when there's so many easier solutions for this now. The worst people for sending you these kind of letters in England are the local council and the government. Last year, for example, I got a letter saying if I didn't register to vote, I'd get an £80 fine, and someone even came to my door giving me a final warning before I finally filled in the bastard paperwork. Fuck letters, I'd rather do everything online. It would save so many trees. So that's enough ranting for one day. I have to say it feels really good to get some of these things off my chest. If you want me to make more videos like this in the future, then please let me know in a comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video. You take it easy and I'll see you again really soon. Victory achieved! Huh? Oh no, there's another one! No, 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 no! 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 This is the hardest game ever. No! No! Mum! Victory achieved. Black Knight Halberd and a blue Titanic shard. Wow.